Every garden is a small, living ecosystem, a world where every plant, insect, and microorganism plays its role. Some plants grow better together, sharing nutrients, attracting helpful insects, and protecting each other from harm. Others quietly compete, stealing light, moisture, and minerals. This delicate balance is what gardeners call plant compatibility, or companion planting. It's not just folklore, it's a blend of ancient wisdom and modern ecological science. By choosing the right plant neighbors, you can boost growth, reduce pests, and even improve flavor and yield without using chemicals. Imagine basil enhancing your tomatoes' taste while keeping away whiteflies, or marigolds defending your carrots from soil pests. Even in a small backyard or balcony garden, understanding these plant friendships can transform the way you grow food. In this video, we'll uncover the secrets of natural plant partnerships, how they work, which pairs thrive together, and how you can design a garden that grows in harmony. Whether you're a beginner gardener or an experienced grower, this is your guide to planting smarter for a richer, healthier harvest. The idea that plants can help or hurt each other might sound poetic, but it's deeply rooted in biology. Every plant interacts with its surroundings through a complex web of signals, scents, and soil chemistry. This invisible communication shapes how entire ecosystems thrive. Beneath the surface, a network of roots and fungi, known as the mycorrhizal web, connects plants together. Through it, they share water, nutrients, and even warning messages about pests or disease. When you pair plants that support each other's biology, the soil itself becomes more alive, balanced, and fertile. For example, legumes like beans and peas perform a remarkable trick. They capture nitrogen from the air and convert it into a form other plants can use. This process, called nitrogen fixation, enriches the soil naturally, reducing the need for chemical fertilizers. That's why beans are such valuable neighbors for nitrogen-hungry crops like corn, spinach, or leafy greens. Some plants act as natural bodyguards. Aromatic herbs such as basil, mint, and rosemary release essential oils that confuse or repel pests. Their strong scents disrupt the tracking systems of insects like aphids and whiteflies, protecting more delicate plants nearby. Others are trappers or decoys. Nasturtiums, for instance, attract aphids away from your vegetables, while marigolds produce natural compounds that drive away nematodes in the soil. These relationships form a living defense system, a pest management network powered entirely by nature. Above ground, plant shape and size matter too. Tall crops like corn provide shade and wind protection for shorter companions. Low-growing plants like squash act as living mulch, keeping soil cool and moist while suppressing weeds. Together, they create a microclimate that conserves water and reduces stress. This kind of ecological teamwork is ancient. Indigenous farmers across the Americas perfected the legendary Three Sisters method. Corn for structure, beans for nitrogen, and squash for ground cover. Each plant supports the other's needs, a perfect, self-sustaining system that modern science continues to study and validate. When we understand the biology behind companion planting, we see that gardening isn't just about placing seeds in the soil. It's about creating harmony, an ecosystem that balances nutrients, sunlight, and space. By mimicking natural plant communities, we can grow stronger, healthier crops with less work and fewer chemicals. In short, companion planting is ecology in action. The soil breathes, the plants cooperate, and your garden becomes a living, resilient system. One that rewards observation, patience, and respect for nature's intelligence. The magic of companion planting truly comes alive when you start pairing specific crops together. These partnerships aren't just random. They're the result of generations of observation and experimentation by farmers and gardeners who noticed that certain plants seem to thrive in each other's company. Let's begin with one of the most famous duos, tomatoes and basil. Beyond being perfect partners on your plate, they're also great allies in the garden. Basil's strong aroma helps repel aphids, mosquitoes, and whiteflies that attack tomato plants. Many gardeners also swear that tomatoes grown near basil develop richer, sweeter flavors, a delicious example of nature's chemistry at work. Next, consider carrots and onions. These two underground crops protect one another from their most common pests. The pungent smell of onions confuses carrot flies, while the mild scent of carrots helps mask onions from onion flies. Planted in alternating rows, they make an excellent natural pest barrier that keeps both crops cleaner and healthier. Another powerful team is cucumbers and dill. Dill attracts beneficial insects, especially ladybugs and parasitic wasps that feast on aphids and cucumber beetles. Plus, its tall, feathery foliage provides a light shade that keeps cucumbers cooler during hot summer days. Just don't let the dill flower too early, or it can compete for nutrients. Then there's the legendary trio, corn, beans, and squash, often called the Three Sisters. Corn provides a living trellis for beans to climb. Beans fix nitrogen into the soil, feeding both companions, and squash spreads across the ground, shading out weeds and preserving soil moisture. This ancient system demonstrates how biodiversity creates balance and abundance. Other reliable matches include lettuce and radishes, where radishes loosen the soil and mature quickly, giving lettuce more room to grow, or spinach and strawberries, which protect each other's roots and conserve moisture. But not all relationships are friendly. Avoid planting tomatoes near cabbage or potatoes, since they compete for nutrients and attract the same pests. Onions and beans also make poor neighbors. Onions release compounds that can inhibit bean growth. The secret is to think of your garden as a neighborhood. Some plants are social and protective, others prefer their space. With a little planning, you can create plant communities that cooperate rather than compete. By pairing wisely, you'll see the results not only in fewer pests and richer soil, but in the taste and vitality of your harvest. Every plant partnership is a step toward a healthier, more resilient garden, online that practically takes care of itself. Once you know which plants get along, the next step is designing a layout that helps them thrive. A well-planned garden isn't just beautiful, it's efficient, balanced, and resilient. Every inch of soil, every patch of sunlight, can work in harmony if you plan with purpose. Start by observing your garden's natural rhythm. Notice where the sun rises and sets, where shade lingers longest, and how water drains after rain. This will tell you where to place sun-loving crops like tomatoes and peppers, and where leafy greens or herbs might prefer partial shade. When arranging your beds, tall plants such as corn, okra, or sunflowers should usually go on the north side so they don't cast shade on smaller companions. Medium-height crops, tomatoes, peppers, and beans, can occupy the center, while low-growing plants like lettuce or squash spread along the edges, acting as living mulch. Group plants with similar needs. Herbs that love dry soil, like thyme and rosemary, belong together, while moisture-loving plants like cucumbers and basil should share the same bed. This makes watering simpler and prevents stress from uneven soil conditions. Use pathways or small borders between companion groups to control spreading roots and improve access for weeding and harvesting. A layout with clear sections also makes crop rotation easier from year to year, a vital step to prevent nutrient depletion and disease buildup. Speaking of rotation, try not to plant members of the same family in the same place 2 seasons in a row. Move tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants, all nightshades, to new ground each year, and follow them with legumes like beans or peas to restore nitrogen. Don't forget about your garden's allies, pollinators. Marigolds, lavender, borage, and zinnias attract bees and butterflies that boost fruit production. Plant these along the borders or in between vegetable rows to turn your plot into a pollinator paradise. Finally, think vertically. Trellises, cages, and archways allow climbing plants, like beans or cucumbers, to grow upward, saving space and improving air circulation. Vertical gardening also makes harvest easier and reduces fungal problems caused by damp soil contact. Designing your garden layout is like composing a piece of music. Every plant has a role. Every section has rhythm. With thoughtful planning, your garden becomes a living system that maximizes sunlight, saves water, and produces more food with less effort. Even the most passionate gardeners make mistakes, especially when learning the art of companion planting. Luckily, most of them are easy to fix once you understand what's really happening beneath the soil and between the leaves. Mistake number 1: planting incompatible neighbors. Not every plant wants company. Tomatoes and potatoes, for example, share similar pests and diseases like blight, which can spread quickly if they're grown together. Likewise, onions and beans don't mix. The sulfur compounds released by onions can slow bean growth. Always check compatibility charts before planting new combinations. Mistake number 2: overcrowding. It's tempting to squeeze in just one more row, but crowded plants compete for air, light, and nutrients. Poor airflow leads to mold and fungus, especially in humid climates. Give each crop enough space to breathe and grow. Healthy spacing equals healthy plants. Mistake number 3: ignoring crop rotation. Planting the same family in one spot year after year drains specific nutrients and attracts recurring pests. Rotate your crops annually. Follow heavy feeders like tomatoes with nitrogen-fixing beans or leafy greens. This restores soil health naturally. Mistake number 4. Overfeeding and overwatering. Too much fertilizer, especially nitrogen, produces lush green leaves but few fruits. Similarly, excessive watering can suffocate roots. It's better to feed and water consistently but moderately, focusing on compost and organic matter rather than synthetic inputs. Mistake number 5. Forgetting pollinators. Without bees, butterflies, and hoverflies, even the healthiest plants can struggle to set fruit. Always include flowers that attract these helpers. Marigolds, borage, calendula, and sunflowers are excellent choices. The best gardeners aren't those who never make mistakes, but those who learn from them. Observe your plants weekly. Their color, posture, and growth patterns tell you what they need. More light, less water, better companions. Gardening is a dialogue, not a formula. With patience and observation, your garden will start teaching you. Each season, it becomes more balanced, more productive, and more alive. Every garden tells a story, not only of soil and sunlight, but of connection. When you plant with awareness, you're not just growing food, you're restoring the balance that nature already understands so well. Companion planting teaches us that strength comes from cooperation. A single tomato may grow tall, but when it's surrounded by basil, marigolds, and pollinators, it becomes part of something greater, a living network that supports, protects, and nourishes itself. Gardening isn't about control, it's about collaboration. The soil is alive, the air is full of allies, and every leaf plays its role. By planning your garden thoughtfully, you invite nature to work with you, balancing pests, replenishing nutrients, and creating abundance with minimal effort. Whether you grow a few herbs on a balcony or manage a full backyard garden, the principles remain the same. Observe, respect, and cooperate. Each season will reveal new lessons, and each harvest will remind you that the most productive gardens are those built on harmony. So, take a moment to walk through your garden. Feel the sunlight. Listen to the bees. Breathe in the scent of herbs and earth. This is more than gardening. It's a quiet partnership with nature, and the reward is not only food, but peace. Remember, when plants grow together, they thrive together. Grow in harmony. Grow with purpose. Grow with nature.